Hello, Super Duper Squad. Thank you again so much for joining me for another deck tech. This one is for the beginner slash pool 3 only players, players that don't have a lot of Series 4 and Series 5 cards. This deck strictly only includes Series 1 through 3 cards. So if you are in that pool, this might be a great deck for you. So this deck is a 59% win rate, which is pretty good considering it doesn't have any Series 4 or Series 5 cards in it. And I'm just going to go through it with you guys. So it is a pretty plain and simple, just ongoing deck. I'm going to go through each card and you know how it goes. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support on the YouTube channel, whether that be the views or the subscribers or all that good stuff. Also, make sure to check me out on Twitch and over on Twitter. I appreciate any love that you guys give me. Let's dive right on into it. So we've got Ant-Man, of course, the ideal one drop here. The one thing you want to do is have this on turn one so you can play it in a lane and then make sure that you fill that lane through the ongoing process of the game. Oh, sorry, I was not clicked onto it. There we go. And then we've got armor. Armor is here to protect your your 6 cost cards. And on top of that, any cards that can be Shang-Chiable, and we'll get to those cards later on, along with the Ant-Man that could be Killmongered or Electra'd, even though a lot of people don't really use Electra right now. Colossus is just a great card to have. Also, considering this is a full ongoing deck, it does have an ongoing ability and it can't be moved, destroyed, or have its power reduced, which actually comes in handy a lot more than you would think. So again, Colossus, another ongoing card, a great 2-drop, just makes it available for you to play more cards in this deck. Lizard's been around forever, and has been proven to be a pretty damn good card, including the fact that a lot of people like to play this along with Luke Cage, and then with Luke Cage also playing this in a lane where you might Enchantress it later. So if an opponent has ongoing cards in that lane, you throw Lizard in that lane too, and then at the end of the game you Enchantress it or something like that. So Lizard's been pretty good. Again, another easy 2-drop for 5 power that also has an ongoing ability. Mr. Fantastic has been actually very undervalued, underused. I think that's just because Miss Marvel exists, so that's the reason why people don't use this card, and they would rather just go ahead and use Miss Marvel. But Mr. Fantastic can also provide a lot of good. The thing with Mr. Fantastic is you don't need cards in the other lanes to still pull off this adjacent +2 power in other lanes ability. And then on top of that, again, feeding into the Spectrum at the end of the game or the Onslaught, with being, having this ongoing ability. Captain America, also a very solemnly used card, but we're going to try him out today. So again, like I said, this is a 59% win rate deck, so we'll see how it does go in the infinite rank and see how well I can match up against people. Obviously, I think if you come up against Rogue or Enchantress, you're definitely in some trouble, but I think at that point, if that happens, you just retreat. But again, Captain America, kind of one of the weaker cards, but still can provide a lot of good value, again, especially when you have something like Spectrum or Onslaught at the end of the game that's doubling the power of the ongoing ability. Cosmo is great to protect your ongoing cards against stuff like Rogue and Enchantress, so that's pretty much all you need Cosmo for. And then Warpath, this is one of your cards that can be a 4/10 at one point if you keep one of the lanes empty. The reason why you want to keep one of the lanes empty is that you can use one of our later cards to give power to your other lanes without having any cards there. So this is actually a pretty decent card to have, depending on how the game unfolds. But again, this card is protected by the armor and also by Cosmo with like Shang-Chi and things along that nature. Moving on to Iron Man, again, I think all of the cards in this deck have ongoing abilities, so Iron Man, one of the strongest cards in the game, especially for Onslaught and Spectrum, when you can provide extra power in that lane, and also Onslaught might just, on top of this, just pretty much makes it unbeatable. Next, we go with Claw. Claw is one of the most underrated cards in the game, in my opinion, along with a card like Magneto that I always talk about. Claw giving 6 power to that other lane on the right side is huge, and what I mean by this is that if you have Warpath in one lane and then you put Claw there along with Mr. Fantastic and then you Onslaught and stuff like that, you can end up with, like, 15 to 20 something power in a lane where you have no cards in it, which is very unexpected by the opponent, I would think. On top of this, we have Onslaught, which we've, came and talked about a lot with the other cards that we were discussing. So Onslaught doubling the effects of all the other ongoing effects in that lane. So you want to play this in a lane where you have something like Mr. Fantastic and Claw and, even Warpath or pretty much anything here other than obviously Lizard, because Lizard would create some problems. It would just have even less power, so you wouldn't want to do that. But Onslaught, obviously a huge turn 6 play here, and then your other turn 6 play, if you don't have Onslaught, would be going for Spectrum, which gives all your ongoing cards +2 power, which is just really, really fantastic. So we are going to jump into some games here and see how this plays out. Hopefully I'll get some good games for you guys. I'm probably going to end up doing 3 games today, so I will see you guys in there, and thank you so much for the support again. I really appreciate it. Remember, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also check out Twitch and Twitter. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope you enjoy the games, and if not, then I will see you on Wednesday for another video. See you guys later. All right, here we are for game number 1. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the little tips and tricks. I tried to make this one a little bit faster so I didn't take up too much of your guys' time. So let's go ahead and play Ant-Man. It's really good that we got Ant-Man first here. See what the locations end up being, because that changes everything. That's actually really good for us. It protects our cards. So we can even Cosmo into this lane. We don't have any on-reveal cards, so it doesn't really affect us. Obviously, other than Spectrum. Unfortunately, I feel like now we kind of are forced to play into here.
Wind,
okay. We could just give up on that lane at this point. Might be the smart thing to do. I think here we probably do this, and then we make a decision on what we want to do afterwards. We probably could have played it here because it's protected by the Cosmo. Would have made more sense probably. But we do want to fill this Ant-Man lane, although I don't know if they're going to really play much there at this point. They are a lockdown deck, so they're probably going to just try to close off as many lanes as they can. They quaked, but the Cosmo was there, so it didn't matter. I think that was intentional by them. But now I think we can just go ahead and safely put Iron Man there. I'm gonna go ahead and Miss Marvel.
Iron Man.
Definitely a problem, but I think so. They're gonna move Jeff here, and then they're gonna play something there, which is probably gonna end up resulting in them getting the victory. But I think we might just have to do this and hope that it's enough. I'm not sure if it will be though, because they're gonna have 6 plus whatever they play plus another 5. Which is going to be very, very difficult for us to win. I think we just go for it, though. I don't think that this... I don't know if we'll have enough on this side to win, but we'll see. They definitely gave up on that. They have Vision, which I think is not enough to win them the game. No, that wins us the game. So we ended up tying in the middle. So that was a pretty interesting one. That was a good one for us. So we just kind of went with it because we knew that we needed as much power as we could here, but we also needed to make sure that we built enough over here so that we beat the tiebreaker if that did happen. Honestly, I didn't see a tiebreaker happening, but Ant-Man being 4 power in the end was a huge plus for us, and they only had Vision to play there. Luckily for us, they didn't have anything crazy big. Us knowing that they're playing some sort of lockdown deck, usually lockdown decks don't have huge 6 power drops that they're going to be playing. So yeah, we got really lucky. And ended up winning this game because of the tiebreaker. So again, Iron Man getting that +1 power, and and that all happening over there was enough to boost and get us over the hump for the tiebreaker. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. We'll see ya on the next game for game number 2. All right, here we are. We are back for game number 2. Okay, Onslaught Citadel is really, really good for us. I wonder if this is the actual eggs. I wonder. It's possible. But okay, they get rid of Warpath, which is a little unfortunate, but also not the worst thing in the world. Feel like we probably just go ahead and play this here. Oh, that's really good for us. Wow, I've been seeing Muir Island a lot. I wonder if that's a hot location. It must be. I feel like it has to be.
Avengers! Assemble.
Okay, it's a little unfortunate. Does hurt us a bit, but there's a chance we might be okay here. Because we have Claw and then we have Onslaught, I think we might be okay. Really wish we had priority so that we had the Cosmo out before they could do all that stuff. Because now they just got a copy of their Venom, which isn't good. Now we Claw here. And then we have to Onslaught, and we have to hope that that's enough. And I think that should be okay as long as they're not running, which, like, I doubt that they would be running anything. This is kind of weird. This is a weird deck that we're playing against. It's like a Thanos Destroy deck, so very interesting, but can't say that it's the best choices in the world. We Claw, and then we Onslaught on the left, and I think that should be enough to win it. Because the ongoing effects are doubled, I think we should be fine, but if they have Enchantress or Rogue, we could be in some serious trouble. I just don't think that they would be running that with what they're playing at the moment. Okay, well that's perfectly fine because we're not trying to compete for those. That doesn't really matter. Now we just Onslaught here and that should pretty much win us the game. I don't really see how they could win. I could be wrong, but
Hold my mighty hand.
there's Null and that's definitely not enough. So, great game. We knew exactly what kind of deck they were playing, which was some sort of Destroy deck, and it was Thanos Destroy, which is very strange. But the Cosmo kind of freaked them out and kept them in check, and on top of the Mirror Island kind of forced them to want to play cards there because they wanted a +1 power there. But I mean, the doubling effects on the double effects from the location, Onslaught, this is just a crazy amount of power here. There was no way they could really compete with that. If I was them, I probably would have quit once I saw that my opponent was playing an ongoing deck and there was double ongoing there and I had no answer for it. So I will see you guys in game 3. I hope you guys have been enjoying these. Again, I don't win every single one of these matches, so I do cut out the losses. There have been a lot of very close matches that I've come like 1 or 2 power away from winning, and unfortunately I just cut those from this. I don't want you guys to get the idea that I'm winning every single game I'm playing, because that's definitely not true or realistic, but I do try to get you guys the best like visuals of how this deck should play. So I'll see you guys in game 3. Hope you have enjoyed so far, and on to our final match. See you there. All right, welcome to the final match. Again, I just kind of want to reiterate and go kind of off of some things that I was just talking about in the end of the last match. I definitely don't win all of these games, and you'll see my rank fluctuate up and down. So understand that, you know, it is a 59% win rate deck. It's not a 100% win rate deck. So it's definitely, you know, sometimes it takes me a while to get the matches for you guys. Sometimes it takes 10-15 minutes. But yeah, so just hope you guys enjoyed the games and understand that I try to get you the best, you know, outcomes, the best games that I think make the most sense. And we'll just kind of see how it goes from there. So I think we want to just do this here. Okay, they have Ant-Man, so they're also running some sort of ongoing deck. Thanos ongoing, which is interesting. They have a 5-cost card they can play here now. We put Warpath over there. We could either do Iron Man here, or we do Claw. I think Iron Man makes the most sense to me. But they could have Reality Stone, which could really, really, really mess things up for us. It almost makes me wonder if I should have just played Cosmo on the right side instead, so that it couldn't be changed. But we could definitely run into some problems here.
I am Iron Man.
There's Nico, which could change the location. Okay, it didn't. I have a feeling that's probably what they're going to end up doing here. But I think we just go for it. Okay, they went ahead and retreated. I'll get you guys one more match since that one was kind of lackluster. But as you can see, as long as they didn't have the Reality Stone, we pretty much won that game. I don't think they had an answer. So we'll get you guys one more match, and appreciate you guys for sticking around, and we'll see you for the bonus match. All right, here we are for the bonus match, game number 4. Hopefully we'll get a good matchup for you guys. I figured that last match was a little lackluster, so I didn't really want to use it. This is a good starting hand for us. Hopefully they don't... Okay, they have a turn 1 play. We got rid of their Beta Ray Bill, which is really good. They Spider Ham and get rid of Onslaught, so that's pretty brutal for us. It's probably a really, really, really bad turn against us there. We don't have priority, so no reason to throw Cosmo out there right now. Okay, they have Thor on turn 2, which is a little scary. We do have Cosmo, though, so we can pivot them into possibly... Ooh. Oscorp switching sides is pretty good for us. They might quit here. I think we just Cosmo in the middle. It was a little unfortunate for us because we didn't... I probably should have played Cosmo over here, because now I can't really Warpath. But now we just Warpath on this side. Just to fill up the Ant-Man lane. And then from there we probably just play Claw over here. Or we play Claw in the middle. There's a couple variables depending on what they choose to do. I did Snap because getting their Thor means that that takes that whole play out of their deck. And they have a Mjolnir in their deck, / possibly in their hand right now. That just doesn't help them at all. And I wonder if they were to play it, if it would even matter. Give Thor +6 power. I feel like it might still actually activate, possibly. Which would be kind of interesting. So Spectrum's really good for us. I think we just play Claw here, and then after that we go ahead and we just Spectrum. The Jane Foster, which doesn't really matter because... Yeah, okay, so it doesn't trigger, it doesn't go off. But now we go ahead and play Spectrum, and I think that should be enough to win us the game, but I'm not really 100% sure. So we'll see what they have that they can play. They could have some sort of Enchantress rogue nonsense. They are snapping back, which is a little scary. They might just have Enchantress here, and that could kind of kill our whole game, but we'll see what happens. Okay, they don't have Enchantress. All right, well, they thought that they could beat us with that, which I'm not really sure why, but there's an 8 cube win with a Series 1, 2, and 3 deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different from usual. Usually I have a whole bunch of nonsense and some crazy Series 4, Series 5 card stuff going on, but I figured I would do something for people that aren't don't have crazy high collection levels and can actually build a deck that I put on my channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out my Twitch and my Twitter. Go follow those over there. I very much appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and healthy week. And I will see you on Wednesday for another deck tech. Again, this is Super Duper Ben, and I will see you later.